So funny story.
Hilarious
we're
story.
Switching things up a little bit today, and I'm the boob.
She is the boob.
I'm gonna be the boob.
She's the Reina.
I'm gonna sit and listen and hear the story, and then I'm like, I got the ciders, I got the joke, and I brought ciders, and I could tell she was a little disappointed in my cider selection.
I was like, we have so many fun ones in my fridge.
Know,
do you realize how many fun ones we have?
We do have a lot of fun ones, but I brought just a Seattle Dry. Just a plain Seattle Dry. I could tell she was a little upset.
I was like,
oh. And she goes inside, and what happens?
Well, in my head, I was like, well, if we're fucking drinking dry cider, just plain dry cider, like, I'm at least going to get some Fireball to put in it. And I literally walk out and I go, okay, well, if we're doing this, then we're doing these. And I hold up two mini fireballs, and she goes, shit. And she pulls out too many fireballs.
Because I was going to surprise you on air. Of course, we're not just drinking. We're drinking an angry whore, my friend.
God damn it. I should have known.
I mean, come on.
Good Lord. Well, now.
Oh, you know what I should have brought? My father left today. He's been here the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He left something behind. What really bad, really sucks for him. Really good for me.
What?
He left his 4th of July shirt.
Oh. What is it?
Remember it was that American flag?
Oh, my God,
It was
yes.
real 4th of July.
You're going to be really decked out next year.
I said I'll send it back to him, but I'm going to keep it for a minute for reasons.
For reasons.
Yeah, you never know when
you
you're
never
going
know.
to need it.
You never know.
You never know.
Never know. I am getting in the mail, this company reached out trying to get me this beer bong. Never sent it to me.
Never sent it. They said it was in the mail, right?
Oh, they had me check my mailbox 17,000 times. They just kept telling me it was delivered. It was never delivered. And then they were like, yeah, it shows it was delivered. And I'm like, that address is in fucking Florida. I live in Washington, you morons. Anyways.
Oh, my God.
They come back to me again, and they're like, okay, well, if we send you our, what is it, a shotgun roulette, would you do a video on that? And I said, fuck, no, I said yes.
Of course you did, but I get to do it too.
Well, I was going to tell you. Yeah, so that's coming any day now, which I can't fucking
Hopefully it's not in Florida.
They did say it shipped this time, which I don't know, but they bullshitted me so hard. If they don't get me something, I'm going to start calling them out on my social media because they've dicked me around so bad. I know, well, because I can. Yeah. Well, and I have other reasons. Like, I think they're MAGA.
Oh.
I found that out, but after I committed.
All right.
She has a joke for us because I'm the reader today.
All right. So it's a read the joke type of situation. Okay. So I just left my 9-year-old spelling bee. The moderator looked at her and said, "Your word is C-word." My daughter looked straight at me, and I knew at that moment something bad was coming. My daughter then said, "C-word. C-U-N-T. C-word."
Why would that be one of my kids?
It's hilarious.
That is a good one.
Oh, I saw that. I had to save it.
Oh,
that
was
was
good.
That was right up our alley.
Weird. Not us.
Weird. No.
I hosted a cocktail pod class on Sunday morning. It was 9 a.m. So, like,
oh boy,
and I had a cup of coffee, and I had originally poured it in my cunt mug. I have one that says the C is the handle and the UNT is the rest of it. And I was like, I'm unhinged, but I don't know if they're ready for that.
How unhinged do they want to see it?
But I gathered pretty unhinged. They played a drinking game. They developed a drinking game while I was teaching the class. And every time I said balls, they all drink. So they were a lot of fun. It was a good time.
That's great.
It was a great time.
That's great.
I drank that the rest of the day.
No way.
Yeah. Whoopsie.
Whoopsie-doodles.
Anyways, it was a Sunday fun day. So.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, hello and welcome to Lunatic Soup, the podcast where we go into all things wild, weird, and unknown. We're your host, Meg.
And I'm Raina. We're going to rip some Lunatic Soup. Let's go. All right, so back to the cider, y'all.
It's a good one. It's a good dry cider.
Seattle cider, dry.
I actually bought these for the 4th of July and forgot to bring them over.
Oh, dang.
But good for me.
Tex was just reminding me how many we have in our fridge that he's bought us from Incline that we haven't even touched. We have like a drawer.
Really? Oh, must have been unawares. I knew we had some from Canada.
You and I have slowed down on the cider when we're not recording because, I'll get the worst acid reflux from it.
And we haven't had time to hang out.
Well, we have had too, but I mean
no
in general.
time. But in general,
in general,
we've been doing the Incline at the end of the month is having an Aperol spritz slushy thingy majig.
Well, we're going.
I know.
We're going.
July 30th.
Okay, I think I'm free.
I am. I'll make myself free.
For an Aperol spritz, I'll make myself free.
Yeah, I
Have you
love
heard
an
of
Aperol
the new spritz that they're saying is like the spritz of the summer? That it's the sister to Aperol, so it's not Campari. No, it's not Campari. It starts with an S. It's pink.
I'll try it.
And literally, I'm making Tex stop one of these days on his way home at Total Wine because it's the only place you can get it.
Yes,
and they have it, and it looks so good. Or if you go, I'll Venmo you for it. It's just got that stuck. Hang on.
Oh, that was a fun sound coming out of your mouth. I don't even know what that was.
Well, you see, instead of setting down my glass of cider to open the fireball with two hands, I was opening it with my mouth. Then it almost threw the lid almost went to the back of my throat, and I almost died.
Be bad. That would have been.
I almost died.
All
right, cheers. You already
cheers.
took a sip,
I did. It's like comfort in a glass.
It is delicious. It's
so good.
Something about cider and fireball, man.
Delicious.
All right. So, you guys, it is my turn to talk. So Meg has had her dad in town and been busy, and she was like, I don't know how much I have in me for an episode. And I was like, do you want me to write one? She's like, yep. And
I also thought I was going to wake up with no voice because I felt the laryngitis coming. But
and I said,
you
know what? Let me take this one.
God, you said, sit down. I've got this. You're the boob.
You are the boob. I said, do you want to be the boob? She said, hell yeah, I do.
I want to be the boob.
This episode came about because I saw a TikTok of a guy claiming that there are Nordic aliens on Orcas Island. So those of you who have listened, Orcas Island. My kids go to summer camp there. Meg's gone with me there.
It's magic.
When you step on that island, it feels magical. There's something about it that feels magical. There is also things about the San Juan Islands that have a lot of not magic. What am I trying to say? Like not occult, but like what paranormal. There's the word. There she is. Paranormal things, which I will get into some of those.
I wonder. You know how like the Appalachians are a part of the Scottish?
I've always wondered this.
Washington State during Pangea. I want to know like
where
this
we were.
Region. Where was it? Oh, so we were always on our own.
Okay.
Look.
So we were never. So I have a theory about this because I was going to bring this up because of when we were up in Canada, which is like same coast, similar land. Over in Port Gamble, a lot of things, like over in that area, very haunted area, lots of energy. I wonder if we've always said this, what stone tape theory, but the rock everything is on.
Could be.
Because limestone, right?
Yeah.
Is that, and that's big of what's there. Shannon and I were saying how well we slept when we were up there and how at peace you feel. And I feel like all of that is because of the limestone.
Could be. I was just up there a couple weeks ago. We brought my dad up there and the peace you
to Port Gamble. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Port Gamble. The peace you feel is just incredible.
Well, and so Orcas also, tons of limestone.
Okay.
Canada, where we were, tons of limestone.
Interesting.
And so I just feel like that might be something to deep dive in on eventually and just like kind of see the properties of limestone and what because it's like crystals. They all hold energy. So, and that's real. That's science, not anything else. All right. Are we ready, Freddie?
I'm ready. I'm going to sit back, sip my beveragino.
I'm going to have one more sip before I get going. This is a bit of a shit show because my notes are all over the place, you guys. So this was a today written thing, so we're going to go with it.
I'm excited to talk about it, though, because you sent me the video about it a couple weeks ago of some guy talking about his experience up there, and I'm like, ooh. Ooh.
So we're going to picture this for a minute. Okay. All right. It's 1952 in the California desert, and a flying saucer lands. The door opens. And out steps someone who looks like a supermodel from Norway, as we know it today. They didn't know it at the time, but a Norwegian.
Erling Haaland?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Yes.
And for 40 years after that, that has been the most consistent alien archetype in UFO history. Not the Greys.
Really?
That's what everything that I looked into said. It is the most commonly seen, I will say.
Okay.
Which I guess makes sense if you think about it because like a gray alien is an alien. These are extremely beautiful people.
Like the elves.
So
is it called Pleiadian?
Yeah, we're going to get into that.
Okay.
Yep.
Sorry. Shut up, man.
Yeah, shut up. Don't act like you don't know anything like
I know.
me.
Oh.
What are you going to say now?
I'm not going to be mean.
No, I didn't think. No, act like you don't know anything like me. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I thought you said be mean.
No, I said act like me, like I don't know anything, because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Okay. So we're going to actually cover all the things we just talked about, where they came from, why it is a well-known thing, and why it's all of a sudden being brought up again in the news right now, because it is, which we kind of just, kind of just touched on. All right. So one of the reasons why they are called Nordic is not because people actually think that they're from Norway. It's just because they look like.
I do love Norwegians.
I mean, they're just beautiful people.
They are beautiful.
I mean, you
people.
are, aren't you Norwegian?
A smidgen.
A smidge. Okay, but the blonde, beautiful, like some tan skin. They're not like pasty pale, like beautiful blue eyes, like very and just
excellent bone structure.
Bone structure, like that Viking, bone structure. So basically, there are two theories of where the idea of these aliens came from. Okay. We're going to start with the first, which this is where I was telling you we're going to deep dive into some things we've talked about before.
Okay.
But so the first is an early 20th century Theosopher, whatever. Her name is Helena. I'm going to butcher this. Blavatsky.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, I usually just go. Blah, blah.
So she is a historical figure who is all over the place when it comes to like paranormal and conspiracy theory because she allegedly channeled aliens.
Okay.
So this is back in like the late 1800s.
Oh, that long ago?
That long ago.
Almost at the dinosaur times.
Almost at the time of the dinosaurs, when the dinos were running around. This is when she sort of started. Well, not she did allegedly speaking to aliens. She traveled across like continents and was spreading the word of what she was hearing, what she knows. Okay. So she was Russian and she co-founded the Theosophical Society in 1875. She claimed she had traveled throughout Asia and Tibet, studying ancient hidden wisdom and mysterious spiritual teachers, and she called them the Masters of Ancient Wisdom, or
Mahatmas.
I might be butchering all of that. So they don't actually know if she actually met these like teachers that she's talked about, but that is all everything she said is very disputed. But
yeah,
and
it usually is with everybody.
Right, that's it. But a lot of people believe that she genuinely experienced what she said.
She would like travel?
Yeah, she would travel. So she, like this says, she became one of the most influential occult writers in modern history.
Love it.
So, I mean, I'm shocked we haven't talked about her. With all the shit that she's actually related to is actually wild.
I've never even
Helena
seen her name.
Blavatsky. Anyways, so her biggest idea is that every religion is based on one ancient hidden truth. And she believed that Atlantis existed, Lemuria existed, humanity has gone through multiple civilizations, advanced spiritual beings guide humanity, hidden masters still influence Earth, and human consciousness evolves over vast cycles. Which that all sounds very like things that I believe in. Yeah, I'm totally here for that. So one of the biggest things that is tied in with her is the root race theory. She proposed a theory that there are 7 root races.
Okay.
And she means they're like spiritual stages of humanity, essentially. Does that make sense? So
instead of like Caucasian people and Asian people, it's like races as in
levels of
like Neanderthal versus
it's more like your human consciousness levels maybe, or like your like okay. I'll explain it a little bit better, I think. Okay. But so what her sequences was Pleiadians, Hyperboreans, Lemurians, Atlanteans, Aryans, future race, and final spiritual race. So, as in, this is the order that these beings are on Earth.
But it has no like. It doesn't matter what your skin color is. So it's just like humanity as. Was she a racist?
We're getting there.
Oh boy.
So the 5th root, the Aryans.
No.
Where else do we know this from?
I don't like that word. I don't like that word.
Okay. So, but when Helen, I'm going to call her by her first name. When Helen used Aryan, she primarily meant spiritual, and it was a spiritual and cultural stage of humanity influenced by 19th century ideas. So it's more just, it's not how you look, it's about like the era that you're in, essentially.
Okay.
Is
like what level you're at, not intellectually or spirit, but like more like spiritually, like as a society.
I don't fully understand it. Hopefully, as I'm reading this, we'll like get a better idea. But basically, it was
like grade level. Like in first grade, you know something, and then in 5th grade, you know that much more.
Right. And so, like, this was her way of like staging humanity.
Okay.
And it is not actually. She did not have anything to do with the Nazis' concept of blonde, blue-eyed racial supremacy. But part of her writings about humanity, the human hierarchy, are criticized today because they are like,
I wonder
racially charged, I suppose.
I wonder if the Nazis actually read and used some of her works. Oh, I'm going to shut up.
Yeah, it's weird if that happened. So, So, I need to cut. Shut up. So, eventually her ideas flowed down to organizations like the Thule Society. And the Thule Society is what influenced some of the early Nazi thinkers.
Yeah.
So it wasn't her specifically, but her ideas went to one thing, went to another, and then the Nazis took it and kind of ran with it.
Because the Nazis, like, they looked for Atlantis.
Yes.
They looked for Lemuria. That was part of their whole jam.
Yep. So, how do the Nordic aliens fit into this, might you ask?
I bet you're going to tell me.
I think I am.
Okay.
So the Nordic alien wasn't invented until a UFO contactee, or the UFO contactee movement of the 1950s. But Helen had already written about advanced masters, spiritually evolved humans, enlightened beings, hidden civilizations, and beautifully evolved races.
So this is like 50 years post Helena.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
But, well, ish. It was her ideas that really eventually charged what we call a Nordic alien. So,
but she believed in aliens or extraterrestrial or otherworldly beings or whatever.
Exactly. And so she, hang on, I gotta find which one I have open and where this is. So because of what she believed in hidden civilizations, which we know as Inner Earth.
Not Middle Earth. Don't you dare.
Did I Google Middle Earth accidentally? Because I was like, when I realized it was related, I was like, wrong one, Raina, wrong one.
But did you see they're making a new movie? I'm just putting that out there.
I did. I heard a rumor. I heard a rumor.
Okay.
So basically, those of you who don't know, we covered the Inner Earth theory that was tied into what was it, Antarctica? Mm-hmm. And her theories,
Agartha or something,
And so this is saying, or Hollow Earth, I guess. Is it Hollow Earth?
Hollow Earth, Agartha. It's all the same premise.
Yeah. So the Nazis took from her, like, from some of her ideology that was put into that Thule thing, but it was, they found Agartha. Nazis had UFOs. They contacted Nordic aliens, and they built flying discs using Vril.
Who did this?
So this is what they're saying that the Nazis did.
Okay.
Like, this was the alleged Nazi thing.
Because this was part of the Thule Society.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. If I get confusing.
No,
you guys, I'm terrible.
No, you're not. You're doing great, sweetie.
So did we ever cover the Vril?
Vril. No. We've talked about the Thule Society within different things.
Yes. So Vril is a science fiction novel that a lot of the Nazis took their beliefs from, or maybe not them, but what eventually became it. And this is where people start to be like, did she get her ideas from this too?
So do all cults get their ideas from science fiction novels? Because this is very like L. Ron Hubbard situation sounding.
So basically this book was underground superhumans, psychic energy, advanced technology.
Maybe we did talk a little bit about this when we were talking about the lizard people.
I think we did. And so basically everything has come together. And so like Vril, Helen, what's-her-face, and Hollow Earth, and that all combines together. So we're going to leave this for a minute because we're going to get back into a little bit more of like how this the Hollow Earth theory does tie in a little bit later.
Okay.
But she basically is the one who came up with these first ideas that these aliens were... They're not like the aliens that we see that are the gray aliens. They are like heightened beings, essentially.
Also, not something to brag about, but it is kind of interesting that the Nazis got some of their basic ideas from a woman.
Weird.
Which is not a
but
good
they probably
thing.
Didn't realize they were doing that.
It's not a good thing, but they were so against wanting that hierarchy of
and
man.
I think when I was researching this, I think the biggest thing that that it came to is like, I think this lady was legit, and I think she was talking about very like legit
and then man
things.
Bastardized it.
Yeah, is what it seems like. It's like it does seem like she was able to contact people, and because a lot of
I want
to
look more into her.
Yeah, we need an episode on her.
Yeah,
I could have gone down the rabbit hole of her for a very long time.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it's causing me a little bit of confusion because I did do a lot of research, but I can't, apparently I didn't put my words in correctly. Okay. Hang on. Going back to where I was. Okay. So that is like the first thing where they came from. They are the beings that whatever, blah, blah, blah. Second one is all people's real life encounters.
Right. Is she saying that like Lemuria, Pleiadian, all of that are
Hang on. So she's saying that it is all a part of not necessarily just the Nordic beings, but that all of that is a part of like the world that we live in.
Is
like,
it that really cool map that I love
Yes.
where it's like beyond the ice wall and there's all those different islands
Yes.
and they're from there? Like the Greys have their own island,
Yes.
the Bigfoots have their own
That
island.
is exactly what it
Okay.
is. And that there are beings from all over the place. But she was the first one who I guess said that these are like, they took what she said and turned them into these blonde hair, blue-eyed,
Got
like
it.
the idea of
Yeah,
what
yeah.
the Nazis, the Aryan race,
Yeah, and
like
then
is the
literally
superior race.
ruined everything.
But she was the first one who like kind of came up with that, but not
Got
without
it.
it being these blonde hair, blue
Yeah.
eyed. But it was like
Oh,
this
I
superior.
see.
Do you see
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yep,
I'm
yep.
getting there with that.
Yeah, and then they put the face of it.
Right.
Yeah.
They added that in, whether it was actually the Nazis or the books that came after it off of her ideas.
Got it.
If that makes sense. Okay.
She was talking about intellect and
Yes,
level,
and
like
they-
spiritual levels.
Exactly. And she took what they said and kind of ran with it. No, they
They
took
took what
she
she
said.
said.
That's what I meant to say. That's what she said.
I got
Someone
you.
said.
I got you.
Anyways. So
Man,
the next.
you can drink a lot faster when you're not reading.
I know that always happens to me. I always have to slow myself down because, dear God. Okay, so now we're coming back to the big one is the people who have seen them, and there
Okay.
have been reports of people seeing these things for over 75 years, and it is always extremely consistent.
Okay.
On what they see, which we love that in this podcast.
I love that.
When-
Like when we talked about the Dover demon last week,
Uh-huh.
3 separate people that didn't know each other, 3 separate experiences, they all looked the same.
Yep, and these are all very similar encounters, and okay, we're gonna get into that. So when people describe it, none of them are abducted by these people. It's all encounters where they either run into them in a like wooded area, or they literally have a spaceship land and people walk off and are able to communicate with them telepathically. That is like the consistent. They are all these tall, beautiful looking people with this long blonde hair,
Okay.
structurally gorgeous supermodels. Everyone is very consistent on that. So the very first one, well, we'll also say that anytime you've heard of the Pleiadians, they're the Pleiadian galaxy. They are allegedly the Pleiadians. We discussed that at the very
Okay.
beginning, but that is where they come from.
I had a psychic tell me that I was Pleiadian.
I could see it.
Yeah.
I could see it.
Like originally.
Yeah.
I'm a human now.
Well, you are now.
God damn it.
Yep. So in the 1950s,
Which is when a lot of this stuff was happening, was in the 1950s.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these alien encounters.
this is like when it first really,
Yeah.
because it was based on a book that I have written over here when I get to it.
Yeah.
So here we go. So George, this is going to be a good one for me to pronounce. Adamski. He's a Polish American.
Sounds great.
Yeah, Polish American who on November 20th, 1952, out in the California desert near a town called Desert Center, claimed he watched a huge cigar-shaped ship hovering over the sky. He wandered off from his friends, and he was personally greeted by a scout craft that landed just for him.
Like the Tic Tac.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
And out stepped Venusian,
Ooh.
or a Venusian, which,
So this is a race of beings.
yes, a race of being, they call it the Venusian.
Okay.
And
From Venus.
well, that is part.
Okay. Oh, shut up, Meg.
I don't know if-
Shut up, Meg.
They say that. Anyway, so Adamski named him Orthon.
Okay.
So his description of Orthon is medium height, tan skin, hair that was, quote, sandy in color, and beautiful waves down to his shoulders, glistening more beautifully than any woman I've ever seen. Orthon's message to humanity was communicated via telepathy and hand gestures, because apparently that is how they communicate. And basically he said, please stop testing nuclear weapons. You're going to wreck the planet.
Boom.
So-
Why don't we listen to Venusian?
I know.
Venetian?
Orthon is what they named him.
Orthon.
There you go.
Let's listen
'Cause
to Orthon.
Venetian was like the type that they are.
Oh, okay.
I guess. So he also took a photo of Orthon's scout ship through his telescope. Skeptics at the time look at it and said, and I'm not exaggerating, that it looks like a chicken brooder, which is interesting when you get to that part of it. But you can, so look up Adamski. So George Adamski alien or UFO photos.
George Adam Adamski.
Adamski.
George Adamski UFO photo. Oh. Okay.
So that's the one of the main
But
ship.
it does kind of look like the modern day Tic Tac.
It does look like the modern day Tic Tac for sure.
But they didn't have a Tic Tacs back then.
No,
I don't know
they
when
didn't.
Tic Tacs
And
came
that's-
out.
Great question.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, so that's the cigar one. And then there is another ship that was like the smaller ship that they
This
came down
one?
and greeted him with. Yes, allegedly. Allegedly.
Because
So,
if that's a legit photo,
yep,
that's a UFO.
right. So Adamski turned around and wrote, "Flying saucers have landed," and later inside the spaceship and became a international celebrity. In May of 1959, he got a documented private audience with Queen Juliana of the Netherlands and arranged through the Dutch UFO Society to discuss his contacts with these people. And it basically launched him to be one of the like biggest speakers about like these Nordic aliens for a very long time.
Okay.
And a lot of people...
Sounds like we need to do an episode on him, too.
I know. There's a lot of these people in here that I'm like, we've never covered them. And how has that not come up? Like in all
and
of
I've
the
been
things
wanting
we've
to
covered.
do more UFO. We have a couple UFO ones coming up. So this you're doing great, sweetie.
I mean, I love the aliens, though.
I
Because
do
I'm just waiting for them to
too.
show themselves.
Because not that I don't believe in the paranormal, but I'm a lot more skeptical about people's experiences in
I
the
agree.
paranormal.
But the alien
The
one...
alien ones, I know it's real.
And I think the hardest part about writing this episode, which is why I keep getting myself confused, is because every time I would look up something, then it'd be like, but it's not true. But it's not this. But what have we learned?
Well, right, yeah, that's just the government and the man
Literally,
telling us that it's not
that it
true
didn't
because
happen.
it's a threat to them and their beliefs, and it's a threat to religion and all of religion's beliefs.
Exactly. And they just don't want to. But and now shit's starting to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So
I want to see that movie Disclosure Day.
I know, me
It's
too.
very reminiscent of Independence Day. Oh, maybe it should be out on streaming services soon.
Yeah.
Maybe we can just do that for a. The kids are going to be going at camp.
I know.
soon.
I'm about to
We can
freedom.
Put the little one to
freedom.
bed.
I know. Just hide her upstairs. She'll be fine.
Oh, you don't know Ween?
I don't know
I
Ween.
tried. One of you listening knows.
Someone
what I was
does.
just singing.
Okay, so the next one of very notable with photos also,
Okay.
which I'll have you look up. So look up Billy Meyer, Meier, and the wedding cake UFO. So he is a Swiss farmer who says he had contact with Nordic type race called the Pleiadian, and it goes back to childhood. Over the following decades, Meyer produced hundreds of photos and films of beam ships and became one of the most documented and most disputed contact cases in the field. Meyer's origin story is...
See, these looked so like clear that they look like they would be fake.
I agree with that. When I looked at these ones, those ones I was kind of like, what is, like, how?
Yeah.
Because photography was not great in the 1950s. We know that. Anyways, so
like even the Yeti pictures that we found, the Russian Yeti ones, looked better than this.
Well, they
like
were
more
grainy, but
they were grainy, but more believable
than this. I agree, and I looked these up, and I was like, okay, I don't know how much I believe that, but. So he says that his first contact was in 1942 at the age of 5 with an elderly Pleiadian man named Sfath. S-F-A-T-H.
I'm sorry,
So
Sfath. I
don't know how to
making fun
say
of
that.
you. Don't come for me.
So apparently he was friends with this being until 1964, and he eventually went quiet for over a decade, and then it picked back up in January of 1975 with a new contact named Semjace, who he described as Sfath's granddaughter. So this is a multi-generational alien family that has allegedly been checking in on this farmer in Switzerland. And it was something where he started getting photos and releasing them. His collection became known as the wedding cake UFO because it genuinely looks like a wedding cake, which we looked at. It looks like a bunch of silver balls. I don't know.
It looks like, yeah,
I could see a tiered cake.
I could see the tiered cake, but then it looks like there's just a bunch of like target-sized target balls like they have outside, but like silver ones.
So this one is a little bit sticky because after he passed away, a reporter did an interview with his wife or former wife, I guess. So they're divorced. So she was going to throw him under the bus. And she said she was able to produce photos of incomplete UFO models that Mayer had already destroyed by burning them, or thought he had already destroyed. And
why would he destroy them?
well, so she's alleging that is how he made the models and photographed them.
Oh, okay.
Is what she's alleging. His alleging is that he was making real life things of things that he saw.
Okay.
So
okay,
there is that
Yeah.
of like, we say it looks fake. Probably it could be,
This one's a hard sell for me.
Yeah, I agree. And this even says that even ufologists who wanted to believe him really hit a point where they were like, okay, this might not be real because of what he saw. So then we have Travis Walton in November 5th, 1975. Walton's working logging crew in the Apache site graves. Apache, you fucking idiot. I used to live in Arizona. I thought I was in the Switzerland or something when I was reading that. A forest in Arizona. The crew reportedly sees a glowing UFO, and Walton gets out to go look up close.
Travis what?
Travis Walton.
Walton.
And he gets hit by a beam of light, and then he vanishes. So this is the only one of the only ones that says that he actually was abducted by bees. So 5 days later, he turns up again, disoriented and describing the experience that he has. And he said that he met both classic big-eyed grays and taller human Nordic-looking beings. So this became a book and later a movie, Fire in the Sky.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking up right now.
Yep. So do you know about that? Is that what were you about to say on it?
Just the fact that they're these two intergalactic beings together. And
right.
He met both of them.
And he met both of them.
That's not something that
we've ever heard. Right.
Before. Which now I'm wondering, why haven't we heard that before? Like, are they just as foreign to each other as they are to us?
Right.
Or are they working? I don't know.
And that is, but it is interesting that those are the two that he says that he saw.
Yeah.
But they are also the most common.
What year was that?
This was in 1975, I believe.
Okay, so the gray aliens were a thing at that point.
Yes.
Because that was like we're talking about the hobgoblin, like that was before. And that's when the whole grays started really coming out and stuff like that. Right.
So basically with this one, Walton's logging crew, one of like the alternate theory is that his logging crew was behind on schedule and they were in a contract, and it was a big financial penalty if they didn't get it done in time. And so he came up with this idea that that's what happened, and that's why they didn't get it done in time.
Okay,
that's a pretty big though. Like of all the stories to tell, like, but then again, this is like aliens were a big thing at the time.
They were. Look what he looks like. That is quite the stash.
He does look like he'd be legit, though. He doesn't look like a guy that would lie about it, but also you never know because people are fucking crazy.
People be crazy.
All right. So then there was, I lost my place. Howard Menninger in the 1950s claimed ongoing contact with human-looking visitors, and he described them almost like neighbors. Jesse Rottenberg in Stafford, Ireland, England, 1954, reported a daylight sighting of similar beings. Same year in Messina, New York, a man named William, I can't pronounce, Squires, oh, that is Squires, just spelled really weird, described a telepathic encounter with blonde humanoids. 1957, Brazil, Antonio Villas Boas described an alien encounter with a pale-haired female being, and in one of the more stranger and more physically detailed abduction accounts on record. So this one, again, is one saying an abduction. It's rare, but there are a few that they said they were abducted by them.
But this is now
all
same
over
year.
The world. England, Cynthia Appleton reported meeting a tall blonde figure who said she used the same kind of advanced visual technology. 1976, Joyce Bowles and Ted Pratt, also in England, reported an encounter with a tall, bearded, blonde figure. Decades later, an Australian researcher, Peter Coherry, documented a case involving direct physical contact with a blonde-haired female being. And then you go to the military. Paul Heller was
that name.
Canada's Minister of National Defense. And he went on record commenting tall whites and Nordic blondes as part of a broader UFO disclosure discussion. A man named Charles Halls claimed decade of contact with tall whites, specifically around the Niels Air Force Base in Nevada. A researcher, John Lair, has claimed knowledge of preserved Nordic bodies held in military custody. None of these were independently verified. However, it is clear that all over the world, these things are coming up.
Literally all over the world.
From
North America to Australia, Europe, like
and
everywhere.
They all communicate with them telepathically.
Okay.
And they are all beautiful blonde beings. So this is, I know, the life. I just want to freaking meet one, okay?
Right?
Yes.
I want to meet one of these ones instead of one of like the Grays. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, same.
Grays. I'd want to meet you too.
I would much rather meet
this. Would freak me out.
A Nordic
less.
Scandinavian one on Orcas Island. I'm just saying.
Let's just go hiking.
Go
in
have
the
a beer
woods.
with them.
There we go. I can get you hiking to go do that. We're gonna go find some Nordic beings.
You could get me hiking for that.
There you go. There she is.
So the question is this? Are they all really blonde? Or is this more of a, we're going to go into this, is this a racially charged
I've had
thing
that
from
kind
the...
of thought in the back of my mind this whole time.
Yes. So this goes back to the Vril Society, supposedly an occult group of the pre-Nazi Germany whose mediums, including a woman named Maria Orsic, channeled extraterrestrial contact and advanced propulsion secrets from Aryan-coded beings. Most historians think that the Vril Society is, as this all-powerful secret group, basically didn't exist in that form, but it traces back to the 19th century fiction novel called The Coming Race.
Ooh.
And the whole conspiracy theory got assembled and popularized in a single sensationalized book in 1960. So basically, the idea of a superior blonde, blue-eyed alien race isn't just an aesthetic by accident. It's their inherited, genuinely toxic racial ideology from the early 20th century occultism.
Right.
However, why is it, though, that these are the beings that people are saying they're seeing? I don't know that...
If men are trying to put these beings into superiority because they look XYZ, that's bad.
Yeah,
that's wrong.
Right.
If these are the beings that people are seeing, like if I were to get on a spaceship and go to another planet and walk off and talk to the locals, I look the way that I look.
Right.
And that is what it is. I guess it's just the context of, like, what is the intention? What is the motive? You know,
it's like the Nazis taking the ideas of this beautiful blonde-haired, blue-eyed thing and running with it that is superior.
Right. And did they just grasp on that because it already fit their narrative?
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like, or did they actually encounter them and then they're like, these aliens look like this, so that is the superior... Do you see what I'm saying? That was where my head went, which I don't want to give them any kind of, like...
credit?
Yeah, not even credit, but just, like, slack on their pieces of shit. Nazis are, for the record. That's what I'm talking about. But it was just an interesting thought of, like...
We can punch Nazis, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. You can
Pretty sure there's a song about that.
I love a song about punching Nazis. I don't really know it, but I'm in for it.
It goes, "It's okay to punch Nazis." That's the song.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yep.
I love that. All right. So now we're going to get into the Pleiadian side of it, if I can get my notes. So many believers started calling the Nordics Pleiadians, supposedly from the Pleiades star cluster. So these are a very young star cluster. So astrologers say that, like, I mean, astrologers aren't going to be like aliens are real, but they're saying the chances of it being an Earth-like planet, any Earth-like planets in there, are not likely
because
it's such a young, like younger star
ours?
cluster. Yes.
Okay.
Allegedly, but
I mean, I'm not that
right
scientist, so
but
I'm out of my element.
Obviously, other people have ideas like, what if it's another dimension? What if it is something that is more advanced? Because
so now we're going like a beyond the ice wall
type
of situation.
But so this is just a theory that they have, but they are tied in with and we've heard about the Pleiadians, but that's what that is where they allegedly come from, supposedly come from. And is that another dimension? Is it within Agartha or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Is it? And that's, those are the theories that people throw around because it has to go back to Helen and her hidden whatever things is where it all comes to. So, now we're going to get into Erling Haaland really quickly, who is anybody who's been watching the World Cup.
If you don't know who Erling Haaland is, then you live under a rock right now.
I had no idea.
Not at first. As of like a few weeks ago.
Yeah, like
no
a month
idea.
ago, I'll say.
But now I am a fan.
Huge fan. He has been all over my TikTok.
I mean, he is the goofiest guy. But just joy. Joy.
So my favorite thing about him is I somehow got on the side of where all these moms with kids that are, you would have called it you can't say it anymore, but slightly autistic, like high functioning autism.
Yeah, I know what
I call it a touch of the tism. Is that because, there's a lot of that around.
Mm-hmm.
And when people watch him run and when they watch him function, they say, like, he gets hyperfixated on things. He is insane to watch, but people are like, moms are out there like, oh, yes.
I get it.
I get it. People with kids who are slightly autistic are like, that's his mom got him into soccer and that was his hyperfixation. And then now he is, but it's the way he runs, it's things that he does. It's like all of that. So
his
like
facial features.
His facial features, all of the things. But why is it that people are saying that he is one of these aliens, might you ask? Because he's so fucking good.
Okay, so they're saying that his talent is tied.
His talent and his looks are tied.
Okay.
It's very similar to, if you like what we've described.
Norwegian.
He's tall as fuck.
He's actually British, but whatever.
Is he British?
Yeah, he's from England.
No, I didn't fucking know that.
Yeah, people online were like, why does he all of a sudden sound British? I'm like, well, he is.
He is. See, I didn't even know that part.
Yeah.
But it's his facial structure. It's that Nordic, like, very strong bone structure.
Very Nordic.
He's very blonde, the blue eyes, and
he also has an affinity for raccoons.
he does, and Birkin bags.
I mean,
So him carrying that raccoon off, and then one of the names was...
One of the names was Tex, and I voted for that one.
That was so good. So you guys, he literally got a bunch of taxidermy things. One was a raccoon with a vodka bottle, or some kind of liquor bottle.
And I voted to name him Tex. That was one
he
of
was
the
carrying it
options.
off the plane when he got back to England or Norway
Man
or whatever
after
the fuck
my
he
own
went.
heart.
And then he had got 3 squirrels too. Gotta love a man.
We know I love a squirrel.
Gotta love a man who loves a squirrel. Ow. So obviously there is.
Was that your wrist that just cracked?
It was.
We're getting a little old over here,
We
y'all.
are.
Oh man, I look over and I
it's
just
all
see
pictures of
Erling Haaland.
Yeah, so he's 6'4", incredibly athletic, and people say he looks CGI, whatever. And so obviously people on Reddit ran with it, and they started taking pictures of him and putting it next to what allegedly these Nordic aliens look like. And so
Okay.
people have decided that they think he's a Nordic alien. Which also, if you really want to deep dive on shit like that, like they say they're living amongst us.
But you
fucking maybe.
can also say that about like the New Zealander, like the New Zealanders that they used for the movies in The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, because they used locals to be the elves who were very tall, very slender, athletic builds, blonde hair, pale complexion. Like,
yes. They fit the bill.
It's a group of people.
And you never know. I would say if there
From
are
the
aliens.
mountain of Caucasus.
That's it. There are aliens living amongst us.
Yes.
It's going to be that. So another thing about so allegedly the biggest, what do you call it? The adversaries to the Pleiadians, to these Nordic beings,
Like their enemy.
their enemy are the reptilians. And so
I didn't know we were going to talk about Nazis, and I didn't know we were going to talk about the reptilians.
So allegedly, Pleiadians are here to protect us from the reptilians, and they are on our side trying to look out for us and keep us safe from the reptilians, who is a race who has also come onto this planet and is here to do bad.
I was going to say, aren't the reptilians like already here?
They're here too.
They
So
live
they're
in
both
Mount Shasta. Here.
I mean, or
Mount
Buckingham
Runyon.
Palace.
You
You
yes.
know that.
Yeah.
But
And Hollywood.
and Hollywood, all over. But so allegedly the Nordics, which I kind of love this, the Nordic aliens are here to keep us safe,
The
protect us.
Vikings will save us.
Tell me that does not just already align with things that we already believe and know. And so that is a theory that they are here to protect us from them.
I mean-
and that is what has been supposedly told to numerous people who have encountered.
I'll take a 6'4" Viking to save me.
I mean, same.
I thought you didn't like blondes.
Well, if they're aliens, I'm into it. I could be here for a lumberjack type buff. Oof. Give me some good muscles and
Muscles.
I can suck up for the
chiseled
blonde hair.
jaw.
Yeah. I could handle the blonde hair. Okay, it's just not typically my type. And so that is one of the big theories that has gone around since they started talking to them, since people have allegedly encountered them, is that they have said they're here to stop us from hurting ourselves and protect us from the reptilians. And that is, again, something that was said across numerous telepathic things to them.
Take me.
Different countries.
I would like to go live in Pleiadia.
Pleiadian. Yeah, Pleiadia. Wherever
but I get to bring my kids too, I suppose.
Well, yeah, wherever we're going, we're bringing them. So that is one of those things that's kind of like the devils are Satan. The reptilians are Satan, and
it goes back to that dichotomy of good versus evil. Okay.
So there is that. But then they also both allegedly live in inner Earth. And, this
Not
is the
Middle Earth.
inner Earth.
Because if it
I've
were
been
Middle
saying
Earth,
it right over and over.
You have. But if it were Middle Earth, like, I would have found it by now.
You
and
would have.
be there.
You would have.
Yes. It's like, I love you, Raina.
But
goodbye.
So, there is some, I'm not going to get into it, but this is just a touch on it, that there is a lot of Nordic mythology that ties in with the gray aliens.
Okay.
And so that is another theory, that they are linked in with the Nordics, and that maybe they have a way of making themselves present like these.
So, I'm cutting you off.
Do it.
Could the Greys be presenting themselves to us as a way of us to recognize?
Yes.
Like a beautiful,
muscular
Viking.
Uh-huh.
With flowing long locks.
Flowing locks. But this goes back to Nordic mythology for long time ago.
I mean, have you ever heard of Thor?
So it is.
Is Chris Hemsworth one?
Yes.
I'll take that one.
He looks like he's Australian, but they can live all over the
They
world.
could-
Doesn't matter.
everywhere.
It's just what
They live
they
everywhere.
look like, which again goes back to the Aryan thing.
But
But
he's not. He's not Norwegian though.
No, but
I
doesn't
don't
matter.
care.
But so neither is Erling. What's his bucket? So Anyways,
what's his bucket?
Holland. Anyways, but the Nordics alien type obviously are completely different than the Greys, but because the Greys show up in Nordic mythology, it is kind of one of those things that people have tied together and are theorizing that could be part of it. That they are all the same being.
That is really interesting.
I know.
That is absolutely
and I know
fascinating.
if this was Meg doing it, she would have gone into a whole deep dive on the Nordic mythology. It's unfortunately Raina's hour, and I'm not as
I think
great at the research.
Are doing
but
phenomenal. I love it. I'm learning so much.
Mm-hmm. I mean, same. So,
but I want to go into a deep dive on Helena.
Yes, she needs
and
a
then,
deep dive.
That second guy, I wrote it down. That second
Adam,
guy. Yeah.
whatever.
Adamski or whatever.
But he has actual photos that are very hard to
the
replicate.
original Tic Tac.
The original
He
Tic Tac.
called it a cigar.
He called it a cigar, and he had they dropped little ships. The little ships are what they're saying are actually like lights from a chicken coop. They look identical to those, which that is the part where I'm like, but I don't know that he actually had pictures of those. He just described them that way.
Okay.
So I'm not positive on that part, and that one I couldn't find. I had little time of research, guys. So that was where that kind of went to, but it still is whatever. But in the Nordic thing, elves allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
There are light elves and dark elves, and the light elves were interbred with humans, and they are the reason for the blue-eyed, blonde-haired mutation.
Interesting.
And so that's what's in the Nordic mythology about it. That allegedly it was that.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. That's kind of like you get an idea of what these things are. There's a lot of lore that comes from a lot of places, but they do tie into.
Right. And then what about the whole Whidbey Island connection?
Let's get into that. Whidbey Island or Maury Island?
No, Orcas Island.
Orcas Island.
Orcas Island, not Whidbey Island.
But also.
Although I do love Whidbey Island.
I know. Not the same one. So let me. Let's get over to Orcas Island, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So we know from our previous episodes that one of the first alien encounters was here in Washington, Maury Island.
Mm-hmm.
And
I just saw it 2 days ago.
Yeah. And this is the first Men in Black encounter as well, where these people supposedly saw an alien spacecraft. Men in Black came to them and basically were like, shut the fuck up. There's a whole thing. You guys can find it. It's called on our thing somewhere, Maury Island, right?
Mm-hmm. The Maury Island incident.
Is that what it was called? Yeah. So that happened. So the current claim is that there is a gated Nordic compound in the San Juan Islands. Brent Friedman, who co-created a 90s NBC sci-fi series called Dark Skies, has all the writing credits on Star Trek Enterprise, went on Jesse Mickles' show American Alchemy and described something that happened to him on Orcas Island. So this actual episode is 3 hours and 46 minutes long, and it takes until 2 minutes into it for him to get to this encounter that he has.
I want to listen to it. That sounds like a good housework day podcast to listen to.
Yes. And so basically his story, it does. There's a bunch of stuff that this guy has done, like where he obviously is very interested in aliens and he is in sci-fi, but he also does like real life encounters. He
worked with Star Trek?
Yeah, Star Trek, and that he now has a podcast out about
what
aliens
was his name?
as well. It is Brent, Brent, Friedman.
Okay.
Okay. So his story is that one morning his friend went out to the store, and Friedman decided to take a walk alone on his Orcas Island property, which was like 20 acres of wooded property. So he's coming over a ridge where nobody else was around and suddenly saw a tall blonde man standing about 25 feet down the hill. He said he was about 6'4", and the guy looked exceptionally put together, like a Scandinavian male model, which is what they're described as.
Ooh la la.
With long blondish hair and a vaguely European-style clothing.
Okay.
The being did not move his mouth, but Friedman said he spoke to him telepathically saying, "Hello, Brent," which, first of all, he was like, "How the fuck do you know my name?
Right.
And why are you speaking in my head?" And Friedman responded out loud and said, "Hello, how do you know who I am?" And the being calmly said in his head to turn around and walk the other way, and Friedman did. When he looked back, the figure was gone. When Friedman told his friend what happened, the friend responded totally casually, basically saying, "Oh yeah, that was the tall white people," as if he'd known about them for forever and it was a commonly known thing. According to the friend, which is alleged local lore, these Nordic or tall white beings began to maintain a private gated compound somewhere on the island. They arrived by unmarked black helicopters, and they recharge during periods of high energy. They're described as extremely private, extremely selective about who they interact with, and generally do not mingle with the locals. Except for one time, allegedly, one walked into a bar
Okay.
and had a couple drinks. Do you know what bar it was?
Which one?
Do you remember that Irish pub that we went to?
Yes.
Yeah, the bottom of that bar
Oh
is
my
allegedly
gosh.
the one that he walked into.
I
That was the
loved
bar
that
that Tex
place,
and
by
I
the way.
frequented when I would sneak in underage, and we would go. The under is a like full on bar. It's super fun. Anyways, so
So this is a well-known thing on Orcas Island.
So I don't know because, one, I have family on Orcas Island. My cousin's
Okay.
husband lives there. I've never heard that. I've grown up going there. I've never heard any of this. This is this guy's alleged thing. I am actually very tempted to ask my cousin's father-in-law, who is the coroner for the islands, who
I bet he would know. I
but
bet he would know
I
so
did
many things.
sit at his dining room table and talk to him about a lot of things.
He's open-minded. Like
Very
100%.
open-minded. I feel like if he thought this, or if he knew anything about this, he would have said it to me.
Unless it's like something
CIA,
that they
right.
keep hush-hush.
Maybe.
But I would ask him.
Well, I'm now going to ask because I'm very curious. Like, I'm going to text my cousin and find out. We'll see. We will see. Basically, but when this guy was at the local pub, he ordered a drink, mentioned he lived up the way, and then calmly told everyone he was going to walk home, at which point locals had helped him out the door because he had too much to drink.
Oh, the alien had too much to drink?
Allegedly. And
Why can't we ever be a bar when something like this happens?
I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, the last time we were at a bar was like 3 years ago, and we both got hit on by some two very drunk gentlemen.
Yes. But all I know is that the next time I'm on Orcas Island coming up, I'm going to be looking everywhere for tall blonde people.
Yeah.
And being like, is it them?
Is it
them? Is it them? Anyways, so this one, like Friedman or like his friend had told him this story, and they speculated maybe it was a hybrid, maybe it was an ultra terrestrial, and they connected theories to Atlantis and the hidden origins of that, which again, Helen, what's her bucket, was all about
she
that.
She connected all of it.
She did. But again, there's nothing that really he doesn't have any proof to this story.
Yeah.
This is just something he alleged he saw. However, up in the San Juan Islands, in that area, there is a lot of this kind of lore when it comes to Sasquatch, when it comes to paranormal encounters, when it comes to allegedly, what is it? The energy vortex near East Sound, which I need to hear about that. A spot called Ghost Rock. I know about the energy vortex that is over on Roche Harbor. And remember, it's those.
Yeah.
We've seen pictures of it. We've talked about going there. It's on San Juan Island. But I've never heard this, which I'm going to look into the next time. Well, we're going to go up probably together the next time we go. It's called Ghost Rock.
Okay. Ghost Rock.
And is allegedly an energy vortex that is on Orcas Island.
Okay.
There is also a lake monster nicknamed Caddy.
Okay.
And Ghost Rock was not the energy vortex. There are random strange lights at a spot called Ghost Rock. And the energy vortex is near East Sound. So I'm looking into all of that because basically this island has a bunch of spooky shit that whether it involves these aliens living in a gated community, it's out there. I will point this out. Oprah used to have a house on Orcas, or does have a house. That bitch knows shit.
I bet she knows way more
She
than
does. She also had a house on Maui.
Oh,
Then that ties into Maui fires. It ties into a lot of other things, conspiracies, all kinds of shit. But there's something to all of that I don't know. I cannot help but like knock or not knock. Like,
do you think she's an extraterrestrial, or do you think that
I feel like she could probably be a
has-
reptilian if we really go down that rabbit hole.
Ooh. Or do you think she could be so high up in humanity that beings go, because she has a lot of power?
She has a lot of power.
Yeah.
And I do think that there is something.
Because the whole, what we were alluding to is all the fires that recently happened. She was able to prepare for them.
And her
quite
house was
well.
untouched.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of shit that went down with those fires that.
There's a lot.
Because my sister lives on Maui, and there's a lot that
There's a lot.
was never reported.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit that has gone on with that. I don't know. There's a lot of things, you guys, that don't add up. Anyways, we're not going into that.
But
Point
it's
of the
interesting.
story.
Like everything ties together.
Yeah.
All of these conspiracy theories, they have this basis that can tie into another.
Which is we have now, I feel like, gone towards a full conspiracy theory podcast in so many ways, because all of it does tie together.
All of it ties together. And especially like in this day and age, there's a lot. There's a lot.
There is a lot.
Yeah.
And a lot of things are going on right now that don't add up.
No.
And it's not even us looking for it. It's just, I think
It's
anyone who
just
listens,
there.
you can see shit that's going down. And we're like, how does this make sense?
And
How is this real?
And I think it's always been there. I do think it's always been there. I think it's always been this way, but we have so much more access to instant information, instant experiences, instant stories now than we've never had before.
Yep.
So now it just, compounds on itself and creates these huge things, and then we are able to connect all these dots.
Yep. So it is crazy.
Crazy.
So, I mean, that is basically like what.
Well, now I feel like we need to spend more time on Orcas Island.
Same. It's the reason it's one of my favorite places is just because it is feels so magical. But does it feel magical because it is fucking magical, or because there is something going on there?
There's another place where I feel that type of magic, and is Mattapoisett, Massachusetts, and that's where my uncle had a beach house there,
on the water.
On the water. It's right on Buzzards Bay, kind of across and south from Cape Cod. I grew up going there to my uncle's beach house. It is the second you drive off the highway, you open up your windows, you smell it. There's this feeling to it.
Yep.
When I arrived on Orcas Island, I
was
had
like that.
the same
Yep.
feeling that I haven't felt
In a
since
long
I was
time.
20 years
Yep.
old.
Yep.
Like since I was last there. And I don't know what the stones are in Mattapoisett.
Well, that's
That'd
what
be
I'm like,
something to
we-
look
I
up.
want-
There is something to be said about certain places, and I hear Sedona is very similar.
Yes, and I know. I mean, I feel the same way when we step on our property in Canada. While it is a special place to us, it is
Right.
whatever. But I remember we brought my stepmother-in-law there. She came and visited.
I didn't
like
know
when on
Tracy
trip.
went
Yeah,
up
she
there.
went there. Yeah,
Nice.
because we were living in Australia.
I
at
love
the time, but we
Tracy.
came
Shout
back
out
to go.
Tracy.
Yeah, and they came over to visit us for the summer because we were like here for the summer, and yeah, she came and she was like in tears when she got there. She was like, I just didn't realize, like, it's the feeling of when you're there, it is such a peaceful, like, at peace. It's such an amazing piece of property, but I do feel like I feel the magic that's there. I feel there is something about there that just gives you this.
I wanna go.
You have to come.
I wanna
just
go.
The best fucking thing ever. So that is basically what this all comes down to, and not all comes down to. That is what the Nordic aliens are allegedly. They're allegedly around us. They could be in cahoots with the gray aliens trying to protect us and keep us safe, which I really love the idea of that. They are the people who are protecting us from the fucking reptilians, which I also love that idea.
Yeah. They are the angels, where the reptilians are the demons.
And just this is from ChatGPT, because I did look at AI, like Claude and ChatGPT, like help me pull some ideas, and then I did a lot of research on my own, which is why it's kind of all over the place, because I wanted to see what the two would kind of like give.
And we've discussed that different AI websites, I don't know what you want to call them, they definitely have a narrative that they try to fit.
1,000%. The one consistent that both these things have was discrediting everything and making sure it was very discredited.
Okay.
Everything was extremely discredited. Oh, it's all, but that's not true. But that, like, and that's part of why I'm reading this, because it would, like, give you
I feel
words
like
to say.
ChatGPT is, and we talked about this, is very, like, government owned.
Well, and it didn't used to be like that. It's changed. It's shifted. It's kind of like when they bought TikTok, and now that's gone awry, too. But we're going to go into just this. This is the ChatGPT rapid fire fun facts on this. It says Nordics are often called space brothers. They supposedly do not like nuclear weapons. So
Peaceful
that's
bunch.
already, well, that's, we know from that, what was that documentary that they're trying to get us from all blowing each other up. They're trying to stop that. There's many stories that claim they smell very pleasant, and some say they glow. They communicate telepathically, and they're supposedly huge fans of humanity, but will not help us with our Wi-Fi. So,
God damn it.
I know, it's fucking rude, or our energy. But
What if I ask nicely?
yeah. But it is also, people claimed they have done is that they warn us about nukes, tell people to recycle before recycling was a thing, that they told us they were going to kill our planet. There's a few documented things on that I didn't fully go into. They work with the Greys. They secretly live amongst us. They fight reptilians. And
I want to know if they are the Greys or if they just work with the Greys. I think that's what I want to know.
I know that, and that I feel like I should have done a deeper dive into the Nordic lore on that. But I also feel like I really feel like, what if they are the Greys and they're just like the projection that they give us because the Greys can't show themselves to us? Like if you run into one and maybe it's like
it's what they show us because it's like this.
Because we could handle seeing that because it's a humanoid.
Yeah,
it's a human.
yeah.
Look, it's a human. They look like us.
Yeah.
They're just beautiful and they know what we like. Maybe they
what we
they know
like.
what our beauty standards are though. But like you think about that.
Yeah.
It, goes way into that. Again, can be really fucked up when it brings in the Nazi side of it. But
right, but that's probably why the Nazis latched onto it.
It is.
Because it literally fit their narrative.
Mm-hmm. And then so there you go. There's
I loved
kind
it.
of all over the place.
Oh my gosh, I loved that.
Well, thanks. So I mean, I got sources for all of the things, but there's some crazy ass shit in this that I didn't even fully touch on. That is like you're gonna have to. I feel like you need to do your own.
I want to.
But
Let's see. I want to look up Nordic compound
Orcas Island.
Orcas. I wrote toast. I don't know why. Orcas Island. Mysterious occurrence on Orcas Island. Caught on video. Orcas Island, Pacific Northwest. The Nordics of Orcas Island. The real aliens. There's so many things that just pop up. Orcas Island's dark underbelly.
I don't think it's dark.
I don't think it's dark.
There's definitely druggies there and stuff, but
I mean,
when it comes to paranormal,
everywhere.
Well,
Everywhere. I told Raina this morning, I was driving back. I dropped my dad off from the airport. I was driving down the freeway and a man walked out into traffic. Like I was watching him. He was on the side. And then right as I came up to him.
Trying to himself or was he
I don't know.
high on drugs? Yeah.
I think maybe a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. But I was like inches away from hitting him and it.
I couldn't even imagine.
Oh.
I saw Meg walking this morning. I was driving my youngest to cheer camp and I saw Meg and I slowed down and stuck my tongue out her. And she was like, my daughter's like, why are you doing that to that lady? And I was like, that lady's Meg. And she was like, oh, it was? I was like, yes.
I like it.
That lady.
That lady.
That lady.
Hey, lady. What's that from? Oh, that's Chet.
Hey, lady.
Hey,
Chet.
lady.
Anyway, so you can do your own deep dives on those some more. But
I like that.
But literally, I love the idea that they are here. When I got to the point where they are supposedly protecting us from the reptilians, that to me was like, I don't know why that made me get on board a little bit more. But I was like, because the reptilians are definitely a thing that we've talked about. They're a thing that you see and hear about a lot. They don't give you a good feeling. I don't feel like they're here for good things. Also,
I actually just watched an Unsolved Mysteries about Mount Shasta, and it talked a lot about the reptilians and the society that supposedly lives under the mountain. And the whole time, it just made me feel sick.
It makes you feel icky. They don't feel good.
No.
But the Nordic aliens and the Greys, like they're the ones who come to save us.
I like you want a beer?
Yeah.
Like you want to come hang out? Let's sit down.
Go do the row.
Yes, I'll boom boom. Like we'll do that as much as you want.
Absolutely.
And let's chat.
Let's have a conversation. If I'm going anywhere, it's with the Nordic aliens.
Let me grab my notebook over here.
Yeah, let me just grab that.
Let's You know what? I'm just going to record.
Yeah, just record.
It's fine.
Let's do a selfie.
It's fine. Yes. I am down. Let's do this.
Let's do it. Let's go meet some Nordic.
So Nordic aliens, you hear it here.
Come find us.
Come find us.
Come find the lunatics.
I think we're going to be going up to Orcas
No, we are.
here in the next few weeks.
So when we do, now we got to figure out, because now I'm kind of like, do we try and make it an overnight thing so that we can do some half visit my kids and then half do some lunatic soup shit?
Yeah, but we will have a little schmutzy with me.
Yeah, that's okay.
So
we'd figure something out. Well, we'd figure something out. Yeah, because we're only going. That's the only reason you're going is because you're bringing. Well, no, not the only reason.
Not the only reason.
Going because you're bringing my daughter's
Which
bestie.
they're already in on it with each other. I'll have to tell you about that later.
Oh, I can't wait to hear. Of course they are. We can't surprise her this time.
No.
Last year, we surprised my daughter Kyler with her daughter, and she was more excited to see her bestie than she was any of us, and then headbutted her. She got a bloody lip. That's she was just because she jumped. Oh, she was so excited.
It was so
cute.
exciting. And I think if we can find our outfits, we're going to try to do our Halloween photos on the ferry this year.
Want to know what is funny about that?
What?
When I pulled out all my kids' camp stuff.
You found it?
I found my Mike Myers costume. I had no idea where it was. I found it last night.
Fabulous.
It's over there. I just found it.
Fabulous.
Found it all. So
fabulous.
Was it meant to be?
It was meant to be.
Was that serendipitous?
Right. And I have an 11-year-old that can point and shoot.
Well, we'll have my husband.
Oh, I didn't know he was coming.
Well, I think we're going to go on. Well, we might have to do the weekend. And I don't know. He's got to figure out his life.
He's got to. You know what? Do you hear
Thomas,
that, Derek? Boo-boo.
Figure it
your
out.
life out.
Well, he, of course, doesn't want to go without us because he loves Orcas. So
of
he's
course.
like, I'm not going without.
You mean we're not going without him?
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I got to figure that one out. Like, can we
I do like having a driver.
We go up ahead of time and then he can fly in by float plane?
What?
And then, you can fly. They have an airport there. You can fly in.
From where?
You get on it like, oh my God, words are really hard.
That's fine.
Where Topgolf is, that airport there, or
Boeing,
or one of them. You fly up. You can fly to Orcas Island. It's like a small plane, but they'll
do
take
that, boo boo.
Yeah,
and then drive.
I think
us
it's
home.
just expensive, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm open.
And then drive us home
because we could all slumber party, you, me, and Lucy without him. Have a sleepover.
Lucy would love it.
Yeah,
she would absolutely love
it.
Get
a room all together, unless we could get a decently priced cheap house or something, and then 2 rooms. But anyways, I just want to go up there and I want to do some. I just want to do some paranormal shit.
I know.
Because usually when we're there, it's like we have agendas of like the kids and, and we can't stay with the kids the whole time.
But
I want to like when we
was
leave them.
Best time.
Yeah, but it happened so fast.
It's fast. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
We left at like 3:00 in the morning, I think.
Oh yeah, it was like 2:30. Yeah, and then we got there, got to see the kids.
Yeah,
did all the things, and then we were back on the ferry by like 4.
Yeah,
or something like that, 3 or 4, and then driving home. We had the best time.
Sodally Tober too.
We did not have any. That was the fastest ride I've ever had going home.
It really was. I didn't even have to pee, which was a miracle.
Tex got us home in lightning speed somehow. You and I just chatted his ear off the whole way.
The whole time. It was actually the full 3 hours. You guys spent.
Fun though.
We had
a
grand old time.
We did have a grand old time.
We did. Let's do it again.
I know. So we're doing it, and then this time I want to find this supposed energy vortex in East Sound. East Sound is the main town that we went to.
I have it saved on my Google machine.
Yeah. So that's the one I want to see. Yeah. I also allegedly there's a lake monster in the lake I swim in.
Okay.
That's one of the thing they said. Caddy, lake is in the lake there. Alleged. That seems a little. I'm gonna go. That's because that lake is not that big, unless it's like super deep and I don't realize it, which maybe it is.
It could be.
Yeah. Anyways,
a little mini Nessie.
There's a lot of like interesting little tidbits up there.
God damn you, Loch Ness monster!
Give me my goddamn tree fitty. God, could you imagine Orcas Island, Loch Ness monster? We discover it. Sign me up.
We'd be so popular.
Sign me up.
Would the Nordics think we were popular?
Yes.
That's all that matters.
They love us.
That's all
also,
that matters.
Nordics, if you find us on Orcas, we're not going to expose you.
No. We'll say, yeah, we went there. We found nothing.
Unless you tell us we can.
And then we found everything.
Everything.
Just
wait. Also, look at how tan you are compared to me. That is offensive because I am normally tan. I have not been in the sun.
Outside.
I need to be more outside. I need to get outdoors more. All right, you guys. Well, there you go.
I showed my guns there for a minute.
You guys got a ticket to the gun show on the YouTubes.
Did.
A ticket to the gun show.
You did.
But that was it. Thanks for listening to my. You can tell why Meg is a storyteller in this and not me.
You did great.
But
Stop it. It was great.
Know, but also mine was slightly all over the place. But because I just did it today.
You're good. You're good.
But
it was fabulous.
I still think it's a fun one to look into.
I think so.
And I like the localness of some of the things.
I like doing the local ones because then we can actually go and explore them, and especially when they're like this, like when they're the original Men in Black story, and we can literally go there.
It's literally we go there.
It's amazing.
I was across from it via boat and took pictures, and like it's all there. And then Orcas Island it's just there. There's a bunch of property there that is untouched and all kinds of things. So
I'm gonna go squat on it. Just
do
sit
it.
there and
did I send you that $2 million house? That was like on 9 acres. Yes, I did.
You probably.
Remember it was that huge mansion and it had like a wine cellar. It was like 10 bedrooms. It was huge.
Let's do it.
Gated. I'm like, was that the aliens are selling it?
Can they stay though?
Yeah.
Like we'll buy it and then they just
we'll pay rent.
There you go.
Do they really need money though?
No, they don't.
Yeah, they can just
They're above
they
that.
get their own. Nah.
It's
Anyways, so there you go, guys. Nordic aliens. Let us know if you see one.
Yeah, let us know if you see one. Let us know if you have an alien story where you are, because I want all the alien stories.
I feel like we don't touch on aliens enough on this
we need
podcast.
to touch on aliens more, especially in this day and age.
Where
like,
they're-
there's so much happening.
So much.
In the UFO, alien, intergalactic.
I also, just the whole part about them protecting us from reptilians just honestly made me feel better. Like, I don't know why. It just gave me this sense of like, someone
I
is
trust
here.
the Viking. I mean, the Vikings were actually really terrible, but I trust the Vikings over the reptilians.
Yeah, but these are aliens. Trust the Greys over the reptilians.
But do they look like...
They look like the Greys. Let's just say they look like the Greys. I think I trust the Greys over
I
the
trust the
reptilians.
Greys over the reptilians. But
1000%.
can they show
Well-
themselves to me
As a Nordic.
as Chris Hemsworth?
I think that is what is going on. That
Okay.
is my theory. By
All right.
the end of this, that's what my
Cool.
theory was. By the time I did all the research, I was like, they're here. They're presenting as this.
'Cause I'm down.
Because they know that we'll freak the fuck out if they present themselves as little aliens. It's been proven.
I mean, that's just us as humans.
Yeah. So they present themselves as beautiful Nordic men and women.
Down. Let's do
Ethereal and gorgeous.
Yep.
Like the elves. So, whatever. All right. Well, fuck, after all that, make sure you guys go and get yourself some fucking lunatic soup.
And remember, in this crazy world,
It's fucking good to be a lunatic.
bye.
Bye.